Alright, Shalom Israel. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. I want to get into this lesson entitled Critical Thinking. Why is it that now there are so many alleged attacks on these Amalekites, all right, on these fake Israelis, okay, by the so-called black Hebrew Israelites? You know, when you look at it, which you could even ask, Vocab Malone, aka Agent Riser, since he seems to know so much about the so-called black Hebrew Israelites, all right, because he studied us, all right. He knows about Abba Bivens, he knows about Ariah, he knows about what they've been teaching, he knows about what we teach. This is how he can, this is how he can pick apart and scrutinize everything we say. All right. So why, since Abba Bivens, since what, about the 70s, we've been out there, why is it just now? Why is it only now that we've decided to commit attacks upon these Amalekites? The teaching been the same for the most part. Of course, the Most High have given us, our apostles, more understanding on scriptures, but for the most part, the teaching's been the same. All right, the Lord, He's a power of Israel. All right, and He's gonna come back and destroy our enemies. That's been the general consensus of the teachings. And like I said, it's been the same since what, the 70s, man. So what? Why is it that now, we got the same mindset, all right? We teaching the same thing. Why is it that now we out of nowhere decided to commit these crimes against these Amalekites, man? Which is where critical thinking comes in. Okay? What's the word critical thinking, or the words? All right? Critical thinking means the objective analysis and evaluation of an issue in order to form a judgment. Now, the word objective means of a person, of their judgment, not influenced by personal feelings or opinions, and considering and representing facts. Now, in order for you to judge a matter, what? You have to hear both sides. Okay? In which case, what? It'll give you better acumen, all right, to judge, man. Because whether you know it or not, or believe it or not, guess what? The Most High is going to judge you on your actions. So every thought, as the scriptures say, you shall be judged for your works. Let me see. This is Ecclesiastes 12, verse 14. For God shall bring every work. You know what? Let's grab it in the I want to see what that word work means. What was that? Ecclesiastes 12 and 14. For God shall bring every work, all right, every deed, every work, deed, thing done, or an act, all right. In order to act upon something, what? It had to have started in your mind, all right. So every act, to judge something, all right, to everything you do, whether you judging the Lord's prophets, all right. The Most High shall bring every work, or every act, every deed, everything done in His flesh, into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Okay? So you want to judge the matter first, as it is also written, all right, if thou hast understanding. Let me see. Sirach, just grab it. I don't want to butcher it. This is Sirach chapter 5, I think it's chapter 5. Let me see. 5 and 12. 5 and 11. Start at 5 and 10. Be steadfast in thy understanding, and let thy words be the same. Be swift to hear. Okay, because what? When you hear, then you can make a proper judgment. You know, the scriptures also say, basically, don't judge a matter before thou hast heard the cause. Be swift to hear, and let thy life be sincere, and with patience give answer. If thou hast understanding, answer thy neighbor. If not, lay thy hand upon thy mouth. Honor and shame is in his talk, and the tongue of man is his fall. Okay? So the Lord is literally telling you, he's breaking it down step by step, all right, on how basically you can survive, you can prosper, man. Or how you cannot prosper. All right? First hear, let it register in your mind. All right, hear the conclusion on both sides. All right, and then judge the matter. Okay, because the Most High is going to do that with us, with everybody. All right, is this man innocent? What makes him innocent? Is this man wicked? What makes him wicked? All right, because contrary to popular belief, the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and his law still exist. The scriptures say what the law endured forever. Okay, and that's what Judgment Day comes in, man. All right, this is 2020, the year of prophecy, and according to prophecy, you're gonna have some. According to prophecy, the men of the Lord will get demonized. All right, which that should be a clear point. Okay, this is who the Lord's dealing with, because Yahweh Shai and his men in the Bible, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, and the apostles, they got and the disciples, they got persecuted for righteousness' sakes. All right, so if the media is persecuting these men, these so-called black Hebrew Israelites, all right, keep saying GMS, those who preach about Yahweh Shai. Well, okay, those must be the men of the Lord. That's what's considered critical thinking. Not allowing Esau's media to judge the matter. All right, because we leave it up to Esau, he lies. He always does, man. All right, but hey, man, the scripture say a whisper shall not go unpunished. Roughly paraphrasing. All right, so why now? Again, back to the question: why now does Esau decide to demonize us, man? Why now? Why? Because according to his one of his agendas, all right, is to push the RFID chip with no backlash, man. Okay, when you go into what is that, Project Megiddo? What was it? Let me see. I think it's Project Megiddo. Let's look at it. All right. Which Project Megiddo was a report researched and written by the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, under Director Louis Freeh. Released on October 20th, 1999, the report named followers of white supremacy, Christian identity, the militia movement, black Hebrew Israelites, and apocalyptic cults as potential terrorists who might become violent in reaction to the new millennium. Okay? So here it is. Esau wants to create a new age, i.e. the New World Order. And all those who may oppose, all right, or who he doesn't want around, basically, all those who he doesn't run around, all right, all those that would pose a threat, all right, all those that come up against his wickedness, all right, all those that believe in a power other than him, All right, because Esau is a narcissistic, inhibited individual. Okay, as you say, even Christian identity. All right, so if you identify yourself as a Christian, one that believes in the Most High, all right, because one that believes in the Most High truly and sincerely, all right, will have a problem with this fucking place, man. You know, so all of us will be linked up as terrorists. All right, but as we see, all the people on this list, guess who he chooses to pick on, man? The so-called Black Hebrew Israelites. We're not Black Hebrew Israelites. We push that so-called Hispanics and Native Americans are amongst us as well. You know, we even push that amongst the so-called Israelis, that you have Israelites and Israelites within them, man. All right, Israelites meaning the sons of Jacob, man. Yasharallah, he's the prince of the power. All right, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Naphtali, Asher. Okay, Zebulon, Simeon, Ephraim. You know, the 12 tribes that come out of Jacob. Okay, so this is why now, man, because Esau has plans. Okay, Esau has plans to implement his new world order. All right, he has plans to chip everybody. All right, this is why at the same time he's trying to take us off the streets. You know, he's trying to demonize us to shut us up. This is why he's you know, gearing up to chip everybody. You know, this is at the same time why he's gearing up to militarize this state, man, this place. You know, at the same time where Esau is doing these military drills and rounding up guns and you know, putting out he's actually even showing us through these movies that he's doing. You know, there's no coincidence, man, that he always doing movies, what a brother calls it like cyberpunk, to where he show you, like the brother Napash, he was going into it yesterday, how you have movies called like cyberpunk, to where this is how they want the future to be in the year 2050, 2030. You know, and when that happens, everybody's all docile. All right, everything is just you know, under Esau's rule. You know, there's no backlash. All right, everything is pro Esau. You know, that's why there's no trees in these cyberpunk movies, because trees have to do with life, and Esau is death. You know, you know. So reading on, it says for over 4,000 years, Megiddo, a hill in northern Israel, has been the site of many battles. Ancient cities were established there to serve as a fortress on the plain of Jezreel to guard a mountain pass. All right, and when you spiritually look at it, isn't Israel a people before it's a place? So now here it is, Esau is demonizing the Israelites. All right, which really, even if you're not don't believe in that you're Israelite, guess what? Esau is still demonizing you, man. You so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right. So like I say, even though Project Megiddo incorporates, you know, KKK members and, you know, these other so-called left-wing groups, through the spirit, Project Megiddo was implemented for Israel. A hill in northern Israel has been the site of many battles. Ancient cities were established there to serve as a fortress on the plain of Jezreel to guard a mountain pass. As Megiddo was built and rebuilt, one city upon the other, a mound or hill was formed. The Hebrew word Armageddon means hill of Megiddo. In English, the word has come to represent battle itself. All right, which goes into what Armageddon, mountain of troops. The last book in the New Testament of the Bible designates Armageddon as the assembly point and the apocalyptic setting of God's final and conclusive battle against evil. All right, and like I said, when you look at it through the spirit, what? This shows you that Esau plans to implement Project Megiddo, all right, as opposed to basically all-out war upon Israel. Okay, setting of God's final and conclusive battle against evil. The name Megiddo, all right, because doesn't this man paint us as evil? All right. Oh, they rape little girls. Oh they you know you know they're racist. You know. Meanwhile, Esau's droning, searing towns over there in Iraq and Syria day in and day out, man. But we're the racist ones, man. We're the anti-Shemites. Because there's no such word as Shem. It's Shem. And Shem had 5 kids, man. Some of them being Syrians and Assyrians, man. All right? Under the lineage of Shem, all right, you have Ishmaelites, which are, the Ishmaelites are the Arabs, all right? And like I said, when you go into like certain footage and feeds that they put on YouTube, they even show you that they fucking, got their drones 30,000 feet up in the air, to where, hey, these Arabs have no what's the word I'm looking for? No prior knowledge of how they about to be put to death, because Esau just felt like he had a bad day, or the so-called terrorists that they're looking for. Come on, man. You mean to tell me you've been over there 17 years and you still haven't found the threat? Nah, the thing is that you are the threat, man. But it says the report's purpose was to warn other domestic law enforcement agencies to the potential for extremist criminal activity in the United States by individuals or domestic groups who attach special significance in the year 2000. Okay? And you got to understand that this man, his mind is deep. All right? So here it is. It says, here it is. Esau created his false flag 9/11 attack in 2001. So, what, to pass the blame on to somebody else, prior to the actual attack, well, you start demonizing the Israelites, man. And it's happening all again, man. History repeats itself. That's Esau using his old tricks. It says the threat posed by extremists as a result of perceived events associated with the year 2000 is very real. The volatile mix of apocalyptic religious and New World Order conspiracy theories may produce violent acts aimed at precipitating the end of the world as prophesied in the Bible. The groups named as potentially violent were biblically driven cults, malicious adherents of racist belief systems such as Christian identity and Wootenism, and other radical domestic extremists. The report ends by discussing the possibility of terrorist attacks in the city of Jerusalem, saying the extreme terrorist fringes of Christianity, Judaism, and Islam are all present in the United States. Thus, millennial violence in Jerusalem could conceivably lead to violence in the United States as well. So, this just proves to show you, what this man plans on doing, that he's going to link us to Islam, extremism, because Islam is, those Arabs are known to be extreme, blowing themselves up, planting bombs and in large areas and killing multiple people for their power. But we always say, thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Lord. But as Yahweh Shah said, what? They hate me because I testify that their works are evil. Esau hates the light because what? He's the devil. All right? And when people truly see who this man is, all right, he loses his power. Okay? So this is St. John chapter 18 verse let me see. John 7:7, the world cannot hate you, but me it hateth, because I testify, or I witness of it, that the works thereof are evil. Okay? And because we testify that Esau's works are evil, because we're showing the world, we're putting a mirror to him, we're putting a light on him, therefore he has to shut us down, man. But it was already written that he would do such a thing, just as Yahushua. As a matter of fact, Yahushua had nothing to hide, man. All that time he was in the temple, nobody had nothing to say. All right? This is St. John chapter 18, verse 19. The high priest, and this is basically when Yahushua is getting questioned, on his manner of life, on the way he did things. All right, on his doctrine, on the way he was teaching. Which Yahushua was only teaching what? The repentance of Israel, man. Yahushua was healing people, man. Yahushua was healing people, man. Here it is. They look at us, they say we such bad people. All right, but what about the lessons when we talk about brotherly love, man? All right, what about the lessons when we get on Jake, so-called Black Hispanics and Native Americans, for their wickedness? What about the lessons when we're pushing out herbs, to heal the people? They don't talk about that. All right, but it says the high priest then asked Yahushua of his disciples and of his doctrine. Yahushua answered him, I spake openly. So that word openly means freedom in speaking, unreservedness in speech, openly frank, without concealment, without ambiguity or circumlocution, meaning Yahushua was straightforward, and from our apostles and their apostles, our bibbins on down, we speak openly, man. We tell you that the Lord hates this place. We tell you that the Lord is going to come back and put these Edomites in slavery. We tell you that according to the scriptures, a man took a wife, took a woman in her young age, man. All right, and what's a woman? What constitutes a woman? All right, is that after she was able to have kids, she became a woman. But we also give a balance to that. We say that that's not something we do. We just tell you that, okay, this is in the Bible. This is what the Lord ordained. That was cool. That was okay, man. But this is not something that we do today. We tell Jake, all right, this was in the law, all right, but as even the Apostle Paul said, all things are expedient. All right, all things are lawful, but all things are not expedient. Okay? So going back into John 18 and 19, the high priest then asked Yahushua of his disciples and of his doctrine. Yahushua answered him, I spake openly, all right, without restraint to the world. All right? What's that word? World is cosmos. All right? When you see cosmos, all right, it means what? Israel, the world of Israel. All right? So we went out there on the highways and hedges speaking openly, all right? Dealing with holding it down, telling you, the McNasty of the scriptures, so to speak, and telling you the beauty of the scriptures, man. I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue and in the temple, whither the Jews always resort, and in secret have I said nothing. So we telling you what we about, man. We didn't hide anything. So all these years, 70 years, we've been telling you what we about. Our word remained the same, and out of nowhere, now we consider to now we begin to, demonize ourselves, all right, by putting hands on these Amalekites. And we even go out there, we tell you that we can't do nothing to this devil, man, because the Most High set him up. We fear the Lord, man. We're not going to touch a man who the Lord set up, man. We know that would be stupid, man. Okay? We tell you that we under the curses, man. We tell you that this man is in rulership. The Most High set this man up. We tell you this, man. But it says, so it goes on to say, why askest thou me? Ask them which hurt me. All right? So Yahweh Shah was even telling them what? Think critically, man. Why askest thou me? Ask them which hurt me. What I have said unto them. Behold, they know what I said. Okay? So Esau know we innocent, man. Therefore what? He has the greatest sin, man. As Yahweh Shah said, he that bringeth me to you, he have the greatest sin. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 10. Apostle Paul was on it the same way, man. Three and 7. It says, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Again, this is why Esau is going to demonize us, because he realized that the word ain't for him. He realized that it ain't for him. He actually realizes that the Lord hates him. Now, as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses, all right, the word withstood is to set oneself against. All right, Jannes and Jambres played the adversary at that time, just as Esau is playing the adversary now. To withstand, resist, oppose, to set against. All right, aka no class Malone. Now, Jannes and Jambres, for instance, we speak about the kingdom, and vocab demonizes that. We speak about life coming back to this place, and vocab demonizes that. Now, as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds reprobate concerning the faith, but they shall proceed no further, for their folly shall be manifest unto all men, as theirs also was. The year of prophecy. But thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long-suffering, charity, patience. All right? If we weren't patient, we would have taken matters into our own hands, man. And we would have been locked up. But thou hast fully known what we about, man. As I said before, as vocab. He seems to know everything about us, man. It's even times where brothers are go out in the highways and hedges and are actually spat on, or actually, provoked to anger, but they still maintain their integrity, man. And they don't even lift a hand upon that person. And this is on camera. This is on YouTube. All right? So you clearly see that we're innocent, man. All right? But you have to judge the matter for yourself. And as I said, if you judge the matter wrongly, well, the Most High is going to judge you for that. All right? But thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long-suffering, charity, patience, persecutions, afflictions, which came unto me at Antioch, at Iconium, at Lystra, with persecutions I endured, but out of them all the Lord delivered me. Yea, and all that will live godly in Yahweh Shai shall suffer persecution. Okay? As it is also written in the Apocrypha, there shall be a great insurrection upon all those that fear the Lord. Okay? So again, critically thinking, why is it that now, out of nowhere, we decide to take up arms and get carnal with these Amalekites? Hey, so with that, Lord willing, you I can edify. Shalom to the elect.